Okay, good morning. Welcome back to Python programming. This is our class number 11. Today we're going to discuss about the specific module to do analytical purposes for data. So for example, we have some data and then going to analyze this data by using a specific module called NumPy. And then we're going to discuss about another module called the Matplotlib. It's a specific module to draw, for example, a line chart, bar chart, pie chart, scatter plot, etc. Okay. So starting from today, we're going to discuss about data analytical problem by using NumPy and Matplotlib. And then next week, we're going to discuss about how to use pandas. And then the last one is how to use the scikit. Okay, starting from class number 11, NumPy and Matplotlib. Now, NumPy is a specific module that will be very useful if we're going to analyze data. For example, if I'm going to use the basic module of Python, let's say I'm going to use a variable called a, and then I'm going to assign a value, for example, 10 to this variable a. And then b is a new variable with the value of 4. And then I can just, let's say I'm going to calculate what is a times b. A times b. It will be 40. That will be very easy if we're going to use the basic module from Python. However, how about if A and B is a matrix? Let's say A is 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to create a variable A and then put a matrix, an array, 1, 2, and 3. It's a 1 by 3 matrix. And then B is 1, and then 4, and then 5. And then how about A plus B? You're going to calculate 1, 2, 3, and then append 1, 4, 5 at the end of the matrix A. Although I want to add the value of A, each element of A, with each element of B. So to help us to do something like this is by using another module. It's what we call NumPy. If you want to use NumPy, it's quite easy. You just going to the command prompt, and then you can use the specific application from python.org called pip, PIP, package installer. So just type PIP and then install and then NumPy. Okay. I have two types of Python here, and then it called incorrect PIP, pip. Okay. Now I'm not using Python 3.8, but I'm using 3.9 because as we can see in here, idle shell 3.9.7. So I'm going to use not the Python 3.8, but Python 3.9. Python 3.9, and then it's under the folder of script. This one is the PIP from the Python 3.9. Now I can just use call pip and then install numpy. We will give a message that the requirement already satisfied, meaning that I've already installed numpy. But if you haven't installed numpy, then it will download the numpy module and then trying to install the numpy. But in this case, in my laptop, I already installed numpy. So if I want to use numpy, I can just call something like this, import numpy. You can use import numpy, or you can use an alias name, for example, snp. But in this case, I'm not going to use alias, just use numpy. Okay, import numpy, and then by using numpy, I can use several function, method, attribute, data type, etc. For example, I'm going to create x numpy.array, and this array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, what is the value of x? It's an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, but remember, this is different with the list data type, as we discussed from the second class. Remember, I believe second class or third class, we explore about list, tuple, and also the dictionary. This is different with this list, because if I type x, then it will print it is an array, and this is based on numpy. So only numpy will understand the meaning of this data type, which is array. So we cannot use x for basic calculation, okay, because this is different. Only numpy can understand this data type, which is array. Now, by creating array in numpy, I can simply use another method just to make sure what is the data type of this array, and what is the size of this array, and what is the shape of this array. Okay, let's say, for example, x dot, then requirement, okay. So I have, where's the, okay, data type. What is the data type of x? This, it's a integer 32-bit. 32-bit means that I can store a value starting from 0 up to 4 billion. That's if I'm going to store a positive number. If I want to store, however, if I want to store a negative number, that means the starting point is -2 billion, and then at the maximum value is positive 2 billion. Because 32-bit can store up to 4 billion. 2, and then okay, power of 32, which is 4 billion. Now, what is the size of this array? I can just use x dot size. Oh, so we have 5 elements inside this array. Okay. How about the shape of this array? X dot shape. It will give that, oh, it's a matrix 5 times 5 by 1. Okay. Now, how about if I am going to create a multi-dimensional matrix array? So I can do something like this. Let's say y is np dot, sorry, not np, but numpy, because I'm not using the, what you call the alias, because I'm just use import numpy with .s. Okay, y 9b dot array, and then if I'm going to type something like this, 1, 2, 3, that will be a one-dimensional matrix. But if I'm going to create a two-dimensional matrix, I can just type something like this: 4, 5, 6. And then remember, we have to put another square bracket to indicate that this is a matrix. Okay, now let's try to print y. It will be a two-dimensional matrix: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then you can use data type, size. What is the shape of this array? I can just use something like this. Let's say y dot shape. It will give you 2 by 3. 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay. And then where's the indexing, just like in list, starting from 0. And then we can also use something like this. Okay, before we move to something like that, let's say I already have the array y 2 by 3, and then let's say I'm going to create another matrix, which is z numpy dot array, and then it's also two-dimensional matrix. It will become, let's say, 3, and then 1, and then 2. Okay, remember to put another square bracket to indicate that this is an array. Okay, now how about z shape? What is the shape of this z? It's 3 by 1. Now, how about if I want to multiply y and z? Y times z. It will give an error. Why? Because multiplication in this case only works for basic module of Python. But in this case, we are using NumPy. Because NumPy is the one who created the array, only NumPy can understand how to deal with this specific data type. So instead of using y times z, we can use the NumPy dot, this multiply this, and then y and z. Oh, sorry. Value error. Operands could not be broadcast together with shapes. Okay, let's try it out again. If I am correct, it's supposed to be z. Let's expect for the help. Multiply x1, x2. Oh, okay. So cannot use multiply. Okay, let's try that. How to multiply matrix in Python? We use the dot. Okay. Not multiply, because multiply is just like 2 times 3, 5 times 2, etc. So instead, we're supposed to use dot. Where is it? Oh my. No, this is not the because that's the basic Python. Multiply one by one. This one, okay, this one is using NumPy. It's using dot. Okay, so let's try it out. Not multiply, but dot. Y and Z. Okay, so it will result in 11 and 29. Is that correct? Okay. Let's try it out. What is the value again? Sorry. This is Y and this is Z. Okay, so we have Y 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is Y. And then Z, we have 3, 1, 2. So the result will be this time this, plus this time this, plus this time this. Okay. So 3 plus 2 plus 6. And then the beta value will be 4 times 3 is 12 plus 5 plus 12. So it will be what? 11. And then this one is 29. Let's check out our result. Oh, that's correct. 11 and 29. So instead of using multiply, we have to use dot function. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Now, in NumPy, we can use also a special function called random. So instead of creating a value for our matrix or array, we can just use, I don't want to input 100 by 100 matrix. So we can just use random function. Something like this. A is an array of NumPy. Sorry. Not array, but random dot random and then 4, for example, like this. And then A will be 1.09530, etc. And I can also use something like this if I want to create. I don't want to create an array of 100 by 100. It's too big because I need to put 10,000 values. So I can just use random in here. Oops. Random. Oh, okay. Supposed to put something like this for 100, 100, and then another closing bracket, something like this. Okay, and then a dot size. Oh, sorry, not size, but okay. Let's try size first. Is 10,000 elements inside this matrix A, and then what is it? Is 100 by 100. Okay, so this is very useful if I want to create a random matrix value. Our array with a random value. And then another type of random is zeros. So if I want to create a specific matrix with 0 as the element, so I can just use numpy.zeros. Or you can use ones if I want to put only ones as the value for all the value. So instead of random, we can use 0 or 1. Now, I can also use a similar function like range. Remember, we already discussed about E is list of range 2, 10, 3. And then A will be 2, 5, 8. Starting from 2, this is the starting value. And then this is the stepping value. So 2, and then plus 3, 5, plus 3, 8, plus 3, 11. Oh, sorry, 11 is more than the stopping value. So it will stop at 8. So similar like range, we can use a range in NumPy. For example, like this. E is numpy dot range, let's say 10. So E will be something like this. Remember, this range created by NumPy, so only NumPy can understood how to deal with this specific data type. Okay. Now, the last one is another module called matplotlib. I can just use import matplotlib dot pyplot, just like printed in here, matplotlib dot pyplot as let's say PLT. You can use another name like only PL or PT, but here we're going to use PLT. Okay, if in your part it will give an error, then try to make sure that matplotlib is already installed in your Python. Now let's try to create how to use the matplotlib. Now first, matplotlib is a module to draw a graphic. A graphic means it will need at least two matrix or two value. One is for the x-axis, another is for the y-axis. That's the list value. Now, let's try to create the x-axis. Let's try, let's say x is numpy dot arrange. Let's say I'm going to start from the -5 to 5, and then I think this all. Okay, and then y is x squared, x power of 2. Now, please plot this relation between x and y by using a specific method called plot. Plot x, comma y. Okay. Now, please show the plot. Please show me the graph. So it's something like this. So starting from -5, the x, the y will become 25. -4, it will become 16 in here. And then -3 is 9. 0 is 0, etc. Okay. Now, how about if I want to make sure the value of -4 and how about this value? Is it -3 or -3.5, etc.? So I can use the grid on. How to turn on the grid? By using plt.grid, like this. And then I'm going to put the label. So I'm going to use plt.xLabel. Let's say this is X. And then plt.ylabel for the y-axis. Let's call it x square. Now plt.show. Then it will give you, oh sorry, I forgot to plot. Plt plot x, y. Plt.show. The grid is turned off already. Okay. First plot, and then grid, and then X label, and then Y label, and then the last one is please show me the graph. It's something like this. So I can be sure that when the Y value is 15, is around, let's say 3.8, something like that. Okay, that's how we use the matplotlib. You can also use the matplotlib to create two graphic, for example, like this, and then put the label for each graphic for the legend. And then you can also use a pie chart to show the composition. And then we can also use the bar chart to show a trend line. And also we can also use the scatter. For example, plt dot. Okay, wait a moment. We can use scatter like this. This is a specific graph to identify in which region the data is located. Not today, maybe next week, I believe. We're going to use plt.scatter. Okay, and then what else? I think that's all. So if we can try to do the assignment, this is a simple assignment. Please use NumPy and Matplotlib module, and then create a sequence of number for the x-axis, starting from 0 to 6.28 with a stepping value of 0.1. And then create the sequence of y based on the value of x with the function of Fourier, which by using y is numpy.sin a 1/3 numpy.sinus, etc. And then plot the graph and examine the graph that it will actually similar with the square wave. And then save the plot and then upload the picture of that plot to the LMS. Okay, any question so far? Okay, if not, then I think that's all. If you have any question, then just ask in the WhatsApp group. And thank you, and I'll see you next week.